things.
No.
So it's like, well, damn, why don't they ever come to the forefront? Why nobody ever speak about it? And there's so many people ahead of all of us that paved the way, but we never embrace everybody in the culture, even though we're from the same culture, and pay homage to them. I think that's such a slap in the face, because if all these other cities and states can do this together collectively, even though they're not working together as one big unit, but their
They
cities stick together,
acknowledging
and they acknowledge it. And it moves them closer, further and further to the forefront, where we here in Cleveland pushing ourselves in the culture further and further to the back.
Man, it's that crabs in the barrel. Like, I think it's just the air of the city.
I think it's
You
like,
know what I'm
like
saying?
Gary got us
Like-
fucked up.
Yeah, but it's like, no, like for real, because I'm just looking like, anytime I'm interviewed and they ask me, what made you start, I'm always like, these is the cats I grew up listening to. It's the same story. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the cats I grew up listening to. DJ Chicago, Scratchmaster L, DJ Low Key, DJ Blend, Rad and Quick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, them is the cats I grew up listening to. Like, I'm in the record store like, I need who new mixtape out.
And that's dope, because
Cold Cheeks.
all those eras, man, every DJ here that you just named and others before that, all has certain eras on lock. But I can ask all y'all about that. Rad and Quick and Chicago, Big Jew, Scratchmaster L. And I think the thing that kind of makes people in Cleveland more cocky is they like to name drop. And I think name dropping is more important than facts in Cleveland. Only in Cleveland, because you drop somebody's name, it's like, okay, if I drop that person's name, I acknowledge them, they know I fuck with them, so now, we got this kind of unspoken bond. But what about the people before them? You know what I'm saying? Because they had to listen to people too.
Right.
But then you'll ask them about them, and then they won't even give them their respect. Like, nobody ever mentions the Supreme team. Nobody ever mentions DJ Supreme, DJ Top Cat. You gotta ask the cats on the street about these DJs, because those were the cats who were actually listening to these cats.
But you gotta also understand what that person's background is. You don't know what they came up listening to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just even me being able to name all those pioneers, who, how old I had to be that in tune with the DJ culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm like 11, 12, 13, listening to these, sneaking in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm the exact same.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I don't, and out of all my friends, I don't remember my friends even being on that page with me. Even knowing, because even if I'm making the dance mix, all they looking at is me dancing. They not even listening to where the shit came from.
Right.
So you don't even know
what you know.
What they was listening to. Like, they could have just been listening to some bug. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy.
It's so weird, man. It's kind of like you talk to people on different planets when you talk about music.
Yeah.
Because, again, like I always say, people hear it differently, but it all depends on where you were in your life. Like, those were the things, like, music spoke to you early on, because if you're doing, cutting, pasting, and making mixes for your dance routines, you got to hear music different than anybody else anyway.
Yeah.
You listening to shit from a whole different perspective than any of your friends.
Right.
They're worried about what color pink they gonna wear.
Right.
I've been through that.
Right. You copy and pasting these mixes. Right.
I'm recording the after work mix at 6. Like,
Exactly.
like, what they want to come on? Like,
Every weekend it was like, red alert, chill out. Mom, like, I would go in the house. They're like, you coming outside? No, I'm about to record this mix. I'm about to put my tape in and listen to it. That was what I wanted to do.
Yeah, we was considered the weirdos.
Yeah,
I already had a problem, because like I said, I came up with guys, so it was like, they wouldn't, like, I had my best friend is male, but he was my dance partner, so we was always in the lab. I'm like, yo, I heard this, I'm about to chop this, we about to record, we about to make this, so we danced every day.
So what years was this?
This was like 93.
Okay.
Like early 90s.
So that was like when everything was like super popping with the step in the dance group.
Right,
like,
exactly.
Was that
So
Step
we
So
would-
Steady and
Exactly.
Coca-Cola Boys?
So we would go battle cats in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was known for that. Like, we ain't even had no crew. Like, we was just me and him. We was trying to get a crew, but nobody could develop our style, because we had to develop our own style. We watched a lot of Michael Jackson tape, like, all the time. And then it was like, okay, I like what he was doing right there. That's how we taught ourselves how to slide. Like, we watching him, but we made it our own. So it was like, when we came out, cats couldn't even keep up with what we was doing, because it was so advanced, because we was just really so hardcore in it every day. My mother go off like, cause we had hardwood floors, so my mother like, y'all gonna buy me a new floor for y'all.
Y'all easy slide it on.
And that's what I mean by she not even in tune with what we doing, because all you care about is your floor.
Right.
And you not even seeing what we doing compared to everybody else out here. So it was just like, we about to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that just was the mentality. And so that's what makes me even go even harder now, because I want to go and showcase that skill. Like now I'm trying to make dance videos. Like, oh, y'all don't even see this part of my artistry, so I'm about to tap into that too. Like I'm just about to make a couple dope dance videos and just showcase the skill. Like I'm not really looking to be like, okay, I'm gonna be a choreographer, I'm gonna go dance. Like I ain't on it like that. You know what I'm saying? If the opportunity presents itself and it's lucrative, yeah, but I just want to be able to showcase that talent, because this is where I came from in terms of me being a DJ, and how you can tie it all in together so you can see where it came from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes plenty of good sense, because I miss those days, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, like, you could actually dance in the club. I remember
Right.
shit at the Coliseum back in the day with me and Joe Boom. Shout out to Joe Boom, man. And doing the high school thing, you had like all the flexing. Like flexing was like super huge.
Yes.
I remember you would play Einstein and like
Yeah,
the
over.
floor would be like New York City. It's a big circle.
Like,
They
let's
about
get
to
it.
just, man,
For
it's
real.
about to be a show.
For real.
You had to play
Fly
Einstein,
Girl.
Transship Express, Fly Girl.
Man,
You had to
it's
play
over
these
with.
songs.
It's over with.
It was crazy,
You
man.
had to come to the club. You was a dancer, you had to come with a towel, man. Ain't no, you coming out drenched. Like, this is what we came to do, you know what I'm saying? So,
And it was so dope
yeah.
because it was funny, because you always knew who the dancers were, because you seen them in the club. Like, mind you, we got halls that hold like easily 1,000 people.
Yeah.
And it's like 1,000+ people crammed into this hall.
Yeah.
But you know where all the dance crews at.
Yeah.
Because they all got on some type of form of we represent each other.
Exactly.
Man, and it'd be like 10:30, 11 o'clock.
We're about to light it up.
Yep, here we
We're about to
go.
light it up, man.
I miss those days.
Yeah.
Man. That shit was
Like, I want to
hilarious.
bring back that energy, you know what I'm saying? So, I'm definitely on it. Like,
Yeah, I like that the music is a little bit easier to dance to now. They trying to incorporate dance music back into the clubs.
They is, but you know what? I feel like we not gonna be able to get back to that until people learn how to bring that individuality back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like when I say DOA, I mean that shit. Depth to auto tune. Only nigga I want to hear doing auto tune is T-Pain.
Right.
Like everybody else, and I let Future have it because he started that shit. But everybody else is like, I need y'all to just tap into yourself, and I feel like that's why females are starting to emerge in the game now, because people are so tired of hearing auto tune.
Yeah.
And you have females coming out and emerging and making money now, like Cash Doll doing her thing, Drees doing her thing. You know what I'm saying? They're starting to pop now because they're not doing auto-tuned up songs. And you hear their individuality in their music, so.
That's very dope. I mean, because you were an artist yourself. Well, you still an artist.
Well, I mean, I like to claim my poetry. I wouldn't claim that rap shit.
Okay.
Like, cause I mean, I didn't have an outlet. Like, I've been creative my whole life. That's where I channel my energy, my emotion. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, in between me not being able to dance, cause that was my thing, and coming out of that knee injury, it was like, what do I do now? So that's when I started to learn just everything about entertainment, but it was like nothing really called to me like dancing did until I started DJing. So I was just trying stuff. Like, I always wrote stuff down, but I'm not really a writer. So it's like, if I have something to say, I write it down. If I don't, you're not gonna hear from me. So I'm just writing poetry, and I tried that for a minute, and I got some decent poems. Like, and then with me writing, rapping, it was just like, I just felt like talking shit. It wasn't really nothing
Right.
of substance, so I wouldn't even claim that. It was just, I was making beats, and I took away from the beat making. But you know, once I dropped the tape, for real, I was more pumped about the mixing I was doing and the DJ stuff I was doing on it versus the art part. So it was like, I want to DJ, I'm a DJ. And then once I realized I had the skill, it was like, okay, this go hand in hand. You know, so now my focus is just me rehabilitating, you know what I'm saying, my knee, and me getting back in dance shape so I can showcase that dance skill in conjunction with the mixing, because that's where I came from.
So, writing poetry after your knee incident, was that like therapy to help you get your? What happened with your knee?
I got in a bad accident in 2001, and my knee, I almost shattered my knee. You know what I'm saying? It was like this lady was just driving rear-ended me almost at full speed,
Oh,
and
wow.
I like absorbed all the shock into my right leg.
Cause you tensed up.
And I was trying not to hit the car in front of me.
Gotcha.
So it was like smack, like, and then what really messed me up, because I didn't break anything, it was more like muscle injury, bruising, and all that. What messed me up was at the time I was pledging my sorority.
Okay.
So I didn't do my I was like out of physical therapy. I'm doing all the stuff I got to do for that, and it just at that time I didn't get a chance to rehabilitate my knee the right way.
Okay.
So me coming out of that, it was like it just never was the same.
Yeah.
And then I gained weight and all that other stuff. So now I'm just really just focused on getting back into dance shape. You know what I'm saying? So I can showcase that skill.
That's what's up. So Tash, you in Cleveland now? Well, you in Akron, in
Yeah.
Cleveland. You playing the best of both worlds.
It's like the same way you said about Cleveland is Akron, it's like that.
Is it?
Yeah, and it was hard for me like moving here because I'm used to coming from New York City, and and I moved to Ohio. Everything was a little different. We all listen to the same music, but everybody act different.
Right.
And I was like lost for a long time because I didn't know what to do, and people will always ask me dumb questions. You seen Run DMC? Did you go to such and such and such? And then I say, yeah, like I've seen all these people. Like, you know, I would see LL drive down my block. I never forget that, he drove down my block. Playing Pleasure Principle by Janet Jackson.
Oh,
And I was just like, I'm used to that, but they always ask me dumb questions all the time.
So I'm about to answer you a list of dumb questions. You was in New York City. Did you ever interact with any of the celebrities over there?
Yes. Let me see. Well, Salt and Pepper,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
they, my friend Erin, her, Sabrina, they were Salt and Pepper's dancers. So if you see Shake Your Thing, you'll see my neighbors like in the back. That's what they did. And they came to the house and I met them. Let me see. Who else? Sorry.
Are you good?
Who else? I didn't interact with, but I've seen Tribe Called Quest all the time because we all live off Linden.
Okay.
So that video you seen on top of the cleaners, like stuff like that, you'll see. But see, the thing is, when you see celebrities, you don't see them. You see them, but you don't see them. I've seen Run DMC plenty of times, but you don't see them because you don't be like, oh shit, that's such and such and such.
Right.
So you don't really.
You're not starstruck like people
No.
from out of town.
No.
It's like I see these cats on the regular or see them out and about because we live in the same city, so
Right.
it's not uncommon to see them in
Right.
passing. Whereas if you get somebody from Cleveland, it's like, oh shit, that's
Right.
such and such, that's such and such.
You see Sweet Tea driving down the street with her Jeep. That's what she like to do. She like to drive her Jeeps.
Mm.
But you used to it. You're like, oh, there goes Sweet Tea. Keep going. Oh, hey, what's up? She'll say hi. You know, it's not what people think is like. You just see him and you keep it moving. It was nothing.
Yeah, I think that it's funny because for years as kids, we were always starstruck because these were the people that we always saw in the culture that we wanted to be a part of.
Mhm.
So it's like if I see Run DMC on TV, then I'm buying their albums, I'm buying their tapes, I'm buying their CDs. It's like wow. It's a huge deal. But then the older you get, like I think the first time it kind of hit me in a way where it's like it didn't even bother me no more. We went to the Legend of Hip Hop concert in Atlantic City a few years back, and it's like Houdini, Kwame, Chubb Rock, Yo-Yo, so many people just there, like all in this at the same time. So they had an after party at Valley's. So like literally, we're walking in the front door with Houdini, like with Dana Danes here, like literally, okay, we sit in this same room, like. Over there where those guys against the wall, that's where the DJ's at.
Yeah.
Like over there in the corner, that's the VIP. But
Yeah.
we all standing at the same bar, we in the
Yeah.
same room, we in the same lobby. And nobody's asking for autographs. So it's like everybody just talking, or
Yeah.
you might see a random person pull their phone out and ask for a picture.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's no big deal.
Yeah.
So I mean, I understand that, but it's like, it's so weird because growing up as kids, it's like, I'm gonna lose my mind, I'm starstruck.
That's because of social media now. You can follow their day to day and see what they're doing and get a look inside their life, so you're closer. So it's like, versus back then, the only way you seen them was in a magazine.
Right.
Like, all right, this is a dope picture, but you had no idea what was going on or what they was doing until it was presented to you either on TV or you heard it on the radio or you seen it in a magazine.
Right, so that was huge.
It was.
I remember 1991, the Coliseum Party Center. Roxanne Shante and DJ Polo walk in.
Oh wow.
So I'm DJing. I'm like a kid, like super duper young, and she like talking to me like, "Hey, cutie, blah blah blah." And I'm thinking to myself like, "This Roxanne Shante standing right here." Like I'm freaking out. Like, damn. Like, so the other dude was like, "Yeah, this DJ Polo." I'm like, "Coogee rap DJ." I'm like, dude, I can't even hold my composure no more. Like I'm freaking out. I'm like, so she like rubbing my face like, "Yo, hey, blah blah." And I'm like.
Really?
Now you're playing vinyl song. It's like, and it was like the illest like moment ever for me, man. I think that was like that was like the first time I was ever starstruck by meeting celebrities. The second time I was starstruck when I met MC Light. Super shout out to Silver B, man. Silver B came and picked me up from my house, stayed on Buckeye. We went out to some hotel that was like out in Westlake or somewhere, and he was getting drops from artists like back in the day before drops was even the thing to do. Like this, like 1991, 92. Like I'm still in high school, I don't know what the hell a drop is.
Right.
And she couldn't say Wycliffe, and she kept saying, MC Light and Silver B, and we out here at the United States of America and Wycliffe. And she couldn't say Wycliffe.
Wow.
And it was like the funniest shit ever, but she was like, y'all better make fun of me, because she was like super cool. Like we sitting in the lobby on the couch, like down to earth people. And it's like, damn, like you said, like they just average people, you know what I'm saying? But we look at it from a different perspective because we so in love with our culture and the music that, we like, this is huge.
Right.
But to them, it's like, oh yeah, I'm just,
Doing my job.
I'm doing my job. Like
Right.
I'm at work right now.
Like we are now.
Yeah, like we are right now.
Yeah, we are
At the
now.
supermarket. It is.
It's crazy.
I had a starstruck moment. I had DJ for the Obama campaign here, and Uncle Russ was here.
Okay.
And it was just surreal. I'm just looking like, oh my God, like, hey, he was cool. Like, yeah, we can take a picture. Like, I'm just standing there looking like,
Who was it?
Uncle Russ. Yeah, so I'm just like, this Russell Simmons. Like,
Oh.
yeah, I'm calling him by his
Okay.
IG handle.
I was
Like,
saying,
it's Uncle
yeah.
Russ.
I'm like, she got me talking about Russell Simmons.
My bad. Like, yeah, so I was just like, yeah, like, DJ COCO here.
Now that's huge. Not too many people can say, well, yeah, I just took a picture with Russ. Like, it's Uncle Russ.
Like, it's crazy.
No, you know who got the craziest starstruck story? Centipede and Pac-Man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Man, the George Clinton Centipede and Pac-Man. I'm going to say that story, man. Because you know what? If I tell it, I'm not going to do it any justice.
You don't have to
It takes for Centipede, who will be here Saturday, to tell that story. That story is friggin' hilarious.
Yes, it is, man.
And Pac-Man, oh my God. I'm gonna call him the king of starstruck.
Jacket.
Oh yeah, Jacket. That's a whole nother story. I'm not gonna tell that story. But I will tell this one. So we go down to the Playhouse. We had the Playhouse. Me, Ellery, and Pac-Man. And I'm laughing before I can tell it. I gotta get it out first. So we had the Playhouse, and the Whispers performing. And if you know Pac-Man, Pac-Man loves the Whispers, the Dramatics, L.J. Reynolds, anybody old school, Jeffrey Osborne, LTD. He's like, these are groups that his prime, right? So we down there, he said, man, I'm gonna take y'all back here, we're gonna meet the Whispers, we're gonna hang out. All right, cool. So, Ellery take us back there, meet Walter Scott, the other guy with him, no big deal.
It was L and Pac-Man.
Who?
Scratch Master L and Pac-Man.
No, it was me, Ellery, and Pac-Man.
You about to send me that text.
Yeah, that wasn't there this time. And we were standing backstage, and Pac-Man was talking to one of them like he knew them.
Yeah.
And he was like, Dang, man, why don't you be like your man right here? Calm down. This is one of the Whispers telling Pac-Man is like, oh no, he scratched my ear talking about the time with him and Pac-Man and Centipede.
Mhm.
Yeah. at the Whisper show like this. So one of the Whispers, they tell the Pac-Man like, man, why don't you be like your man right here? Just calm down, man. Relax. Relax. Calm down. He's like, man, you know, I love y'all, man. You know, I've been listening to y'all music for years, man. You know, remember the shows y'all was at and blah, blah, blah. They was like, no, man, but you know, relax. He's like, calm down, man. Don't kill yourself.
Wow.
Oh man, it was, but he was so excited, and I understood why.
Yeah.
You know, and for who like the Whispers is legendary, but
He
you
did
know,
not stop talking.
man, that
Like
shit.
I just was quiet, like
Oh, it was
I didn't
hilarious.
say nothing. Like
Yeah, I wanted to be super cool ass and shit, so I'm sitting here quiet, just like, hey, how y'all doing? What's going on?
Right.
You're like, why don't you be like your man right here? Relax, calm down.
But you
Too
know,
excited.
on the flip side of that, you know, I'm popular. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I could be in the grocery store, like, I got on sweats, because 9 times out of 10, I'm either on my way from the gym or I'm trying to go to the gym. And I'm like, sunglasses, hat, and Cass is like, Coco Z. And I'm just like, bruh. Like, so it's like on the flip side of that, like, I get it. Like, when you just trying to live your day-to-day life and go through your things, because I'm like, enjoy mode. Like, I'm not thinking about DJing or who see me or none of that. And it's like, dude, I'm just a regular person trying to make a living off of what I love doing. Like,
It's
not
funny,
a big deal.
But you
Like,
go super hard though with branding yourself, and that's just seeing that your work is
yeah,
falling. You know what I'm
it's
saying?
definitely an affirmation that I'm on the right path.
Correct, yeah.
And show love, like, for sure. But
Yeah.
it's weird. It's so weird. I can never get used to that. Like, cats just rolled up, like, Coco Z, did I just be looking like, I don't know you. Like, did I beat you? Like, yeah,
when
it's
you,
weird.
Yeah, I would your woman and some chick randomly walk up to you, hugging you, and kissing, like, you did such a great job at the party. And it's like,
Embrace it, man.
you're right. Enjoy it while you can, because
Just
that
embrace it,
shit
'cause
is crazy, man.
Like me and Sean always say, one day the lights gonna go off and the music gonna stop.
Yeah.
You know,
We all
You're right.
it's gonna be a wave, man. It's gonna, just like it got its highest tide moment, it's gonna
Yeah.
have its lowest moment. So
Yeah.
I mean, take it like it's funny, and that you say that too, because I be at the grocery store, and Harry Boomer is always at the grocery store when I'm at the grocery store.
he got a bad.
And he literally does everything to get your attention.
What?
Yeah, and it's like, okay, you're Harry Boomer. Like,
Right.
okay, I get it. Like, dude, I'm from Cleveland just like you.
Right.
It's all cool, you know.
Right.
Like the first time he did it, I spoke to him. I was like, hey, ain't you Harry Boomer? And he was like, oh yeah, I'm from the news and blah, blah, blah. And like giving me this long drawn out spiel. And I'm like, this is why I didn't want to say that.
Right.
Because sometimes people ego takes over everything else.
Yeah.
No, that's exactly what happened the first time. So the second time I seen him, I just didn't even acknowledge him. I was just like, dude, I'm trying to get some milk.
Right.
That's all I want. That's it. I
Right.
came here to get some almond milk. Get out my way. Right in the middle of the dairy section. Like, shift to the left.
Well, you know, some people that's in the limelight feed off of that, so
Yeah.
yeah.
But here's you know who was real down to earth. And I know we creeping up on time, but I'm gonna tell these stories because they're funny. We used to be at Skeets on 93rd. We had some nights down there. We were hanging out. And Zach Reed always came down there and kicked it with us like an average person off the street.
That's what's up.
Super duper down to earth, man. Like how we sit in this room talking shit, Zach Reed would be sitting right here in the room talking shit with us like, hey, nothing happened. And it's crazy because you think people with like TV characters and political powers. Like when I was at Mitchell's, I used to run into Wayne Dawson
Yeah.
all the time. Never hesitated to take a picture. He encouraged it. Come on, man, let's take a picture together. I'm like, damn, okay, that's what's up.
Yeah.
He was like super duper down to earth, man. Like one of the coolest people. You know what I'm saying? Like they average people just like us. Like we all live in Cleveland, but at the end of the day, we're still average people.
Right.
I mean, shit, we had our moments.
Right.
It's your time. Enjoy it. It's your time. You coming into your time. Enjoy it.
That's what I do.
Yeah, shit, you better. It's better than walking to the store DJing for 1,000 people and nobody know who the fuck
Man,
you
what?
is. Man. I was at that
But
party
you
this
know,
past weekend.
I like to compartmentalize, so I be in like blocks. Like, okay, this is this block, that's all. It's just how my mind thinks. So
It's funny, man.
yeah.
It's funny. I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. So, what's in the future for Coco Z?
Right now I'm working on beats, working on the craft, cause you know I want to come back to the DJ battle scene this year.
Mhm.
Working on my dance videos, and working on my DJ demo.
So what, do you gonna, pick up where you left off with the female DJ crew and start work with artists? Is that still?
Yeah, I've been reaching out to some female artists for Babs 3. So, I just gotta find the beat that I want, and we gonna go from there. But yeah.
Bust a move right now.
And it's extremely live, so if you bust a move, everybody will see it.
No, I ain't
I
ready.
bust a move when I was on Club Style.
You
You
sure
see it?
did. You was here
You
pop
seen me,
locking.
man. Don't try to act like you ain't see me in the booth get in. Period.
I was trying to trick you into doing this.
You're the only person that put their nipples out.
You the only one.
Yeah.
You only gonna get cleavage from me. That's it.
See?
That's the best I can do.
Oh, you get a little bit of skin.
That's
bro.
it. Get a little bit. A little bit. Just give him a
A
little
little
bit.
bit of
Just
skin.
a little bit.
Oh, man.
What about you, Tosh?
Music wise,
Period.
period is I plan on grabbing a couple more duplexes, and
So you into real estate?
yeah, I'm a landlord.
Nice.
So how many? You're not a slumlord, are you?
Absolutely not.
All right, now.
Absolutely.
Call
not.
exterminator and somebody be talking about you on their show.
Yeah,
we got, they say your government. We got this landlord. You look like Joe Pesci on the Super.
Hey, man.
No, I'm a good landlord.
That's good shit.
So yeah, snatch up some more of those eventually. My goal is I don't want to do social work no more. I hope my boss ain't listening.
Shit, they careful now. You know they listen to everything.
I just want to like real estate, maybe open another restaurant. I don't know. Like the world is vast.
You got one restaurant already
I had one. I had it for 6 years. It was called Ocean Blue. It closed, but I closed it
in New York?
here
In
in
Cleveland?
Akron.
Oh, Akron. Okay.
Mhm. So I closed that because, man, I got tired. I eat fish, but I don't want to smell it cooked. Like, I can't deal with
What
that.
the hell would you open a seafood restaurant? You
No,
don't
I'm
like
just
seafood?
saying, because I like seafood, but after a while, smelling it for 6 years, you just be like, I don't want to smell it. Like, if you're going to cook it, just come call me when it's done.
This is the part where I get up and walk out of the show.
Like, call me when it's done. I can't stand the smell of grease.
That's like saying I want chitlins for Thanksgiving, but I don't want to smell them.
Right. Like, no, I just don't want to smell it being cooked. Like, I can't stand when people just heat up grease on the, I can't deal with that. So,
Traumatized.
Is you gonna get rid of that dog?
no. So, yeah, and as far as, like, music, my goal is to be, like, a radio DJ. Like, I want to be on the radio. I can't hear myself. Carrying stuff. I'm not really a gig DJ. I will do it, but I don't do the club no more. Cause I be like, I don't know, I just got tired of that. But gigs, I will do it. It just happens to be what it is. Cause I'm not about to keep carrying these 15s and these subs, these 18s. I'm not about to keep doing that.
Right.
I'm getting old.
Shit get over real quick.
Right. So like, I don't mind. It has to be something that I really want to do. Like I mean, it gotta be something major. Like somebody gotta be getting married. It gotta be somebody retiring. It's not gonna be no 14-year-old's birthday party. I'm not doing
You
that.
gotta have a party with a purpose in order to get you to come out.
Right. So I really want to focus on like being a radio DJ. I like that.
Well, they got a slot. They got some slots open.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do.
What kind of show you gonna do? Where do you see yourself? What kind of show?
Like
You can take over this show if you want to.
hip hop, R&B, old school, new school. I like to mix the old school with the new school.
That's dope.
Because as we are older, you know how like when we were younger, everybody's generation before, they all got something to say. Like my dad, he couldn't stand it when the Sugar Hill Gang came on, or you sit there listening, like, who is that? You be like, what? He don't like that. Turn that. That's trash. That's garbage. Turn it off.
That's funny.
That's Spoonie G. Turn it off.
Yeah, we had a conversation about that earlier today. Funny, because some meme that somebody posted on Facebook where it had 1970s and 80s. It had like a picture of the Sugar Hill Gang and some other crew. Oh, Melly Mel in the PS5. Then it was like the 80s and 90s.
Treacherous 3 on.
Yeah, then it got to the 90s and it had like,
Tribe Called Quest.
yeah, then it said like 2010 to now they had like 5 trash cans.
All that.
See, yeah, that's all bad. You can't, like, every generation have their own.
Yeah, it's true. You know, that's what our parents did the same thing when NWA and Too Short, Born to Mac album came out. You know, you could only listen to that shit in headphones.
Right.
And my house you was not playing Freaky Tales out loud. It wasn't happening. The only people that was doing anything that related to what Too Short was talking about with my parents, and we wasn't allowed to talk about it out loud. So.
No, but they was but they would sit there and play them old nasty blues stuff, talk about
Yeah, Denise LaSalle.
all that nasty stuff. I was like, y'all got some nerve.
Right, but you know what? At the age of
Because it
11 and
was-
10, you don't know what a candy liquor is
Exactly.
yet.
Right.
So-
I'm sitting there like, "Damn."
Right, cause I remember they used to play that song on 93.
Yeah.
That and it was like, man, it's like early in the morning, like I think it's 6 in the morning. They used to play the X-rated version,
Ooh.
but then during the day they got the clean version.
Wow.
Well, it didn't have too many lyrics. You just had the heavy breathing.
I got in trouble for that one time. My cousin's parents, they had a bar in Brooklyn, right? So we used to go there, and you know, in the back, they let us sit in the back and play. So one day it was closed, and my dad came to visit them. So I'm sitting at the bar, just facing the other way, and Sexual Healing comes on, right? So I'm at the bar, sitting there minding my business. I was little, and I'm like, babe, I can't. So Sexual Healing. My dad was like, you better not ever say that shit again. Everybody started looking at me. I know I'm like, Sexual Healing.
That was like the #1 song on everything.
I'm like, it's good for me. They just looking at me.
Oh, I remember that time. I got in trouble.
I got in trouble. Like I knew the whole Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Oh,
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
they had company over in the basement. They used to have a get together. So I'm standing at the top of the steps like, hey Norton, ha ha. And they laughing at me. I got in trouble again.
I got in trouble because I had Doggy Style CD.
Oh shit.
And I had the CD player, but I don't recall listening to a lot of music out loud unless we was practicing for real. And she came to sing the insert of the CD. She like, what the is this? What is you listening to? And I had to shut her down. Like, first of all, I'm grown. Not like that, but I'm just like, I know the difference between fiction and real life. I'm like, you know, I go to school, I handle my business. You don't got no problems under me. Like, let me have my music. Like, I don't do nothing. I
Right.
don't get in no trouble. I don't do nothing.
I better
to
not see you like the
nobody.
woman on this doghouse on this cover.
I don't even roll like that. I'm just listening to it, and then I'm going to school. Like, I ain't want to be out here on that. You know what I'm saying? No.
That's probably like our parents with the Betty Wright song. I
know
you're not going to sing
Oh my God.
It took her like I had to beg her like a week to give me my CD. That was my first CD ever. I had to beg
Wow.
her for a week to give me my CD back. Like, I need my CD. Like, that's the only, and I had just got a CD player for Christmas. I can't listen to nothing. Like, well,
Your first CD is
my
Doggy
first-
Style.
Yeah, my first CD. My brother bought it for Christmas. It was my first CD. Like,
He said you straight up.
set up. I'm like, bruh.
That is funny. Well, what's in the future for DJ T Nice? You sitting here, so we might as well talk to you.
Right, right.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So I'm actually gonna get ready and finish my program at Ohio Media.
Nice.
Then I'll be starting audio emphasis where I can be able to produce and do my own production, make sound, music and stuff like that.
So you going full-fledged into the whole realm or specifically
I'm
to
actually
certain
learning.
parts?
I figured since I'm there, I might as well learn all of it
Right, you should.
because I actually still want to do my own business and that way I can do my own branding for myself.
Okay.
Because besides DJing and advancing and learning and, you know, get my craft and stuff like that together, I also want to get my own food truck together.
Okay.
So I do plan on getting my own restaurant.
That's what's up.
Because I also want to finish like my nonprofit organizations that I do as well, so I like to make things happen.
That's
what's
what's up.
up.
You might want to collab with Tosh.
Yeah,
I know I was
Let's say
listening,
you
I'm
got
like,
any questions,
It's
let me
a
know.
lot of networking going on
Right,
right
and
here.
I was like her, cause dancing, that's what I do.
Right.
Until I got into my car accident, so.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, see, I wanted to pledge, but I'm like, I don't want to go to college. I was trying to find ways around it.
Relevancy in this room right now.
Yeah.
And I was telling people like that, I feel like, cause I also have a radio show too. My show's on Saturdays and Mondays.
Mhm.
So my show is more so geared towards giving artists, I don't care, male, female, racial races, just a platform, you know, whether you want to be a rapper, singer, any entrepreneurs, anybody that want to just put themselves out there but don't really have the necessities to do so. So me and baby boy, we doing the show together. Yeah, so I'm just like helping people. That's what I do.
I want to see the next Vanilla Ice. I wait for somebody to remake Ice Ice Baby. If that dude did the Michael Jackson song,
Oh my god.
then they could definitely get another Ice Ice Baby, I'm sure.
Yeah,
In today's culture, that shit will blow up.
it would.
It would
It
be,
actually would.
yeah, it would
'Cause
blow
it would
up.
be something new, like, what is this?
Yeah.
And the old cats would be like, y'all young bucks.
Y'all recycling that bullshit.
Yeah.
Because all they gonna talk about is when Suge hung them out the window.
Yeah.
They gonna think that's the hottest shit since fish grease. Man, Ice Ice Baby, that shit fire. Pow, pow, pow. Crazy, man. But it's been a pleasure, man, talking to you ladies today, man. Everybody learned a lot. I learned a lot about y'all as individuals, because we usually only see each other in passing at the
Right,
club for like
right.
brief moments.
Yeah.
So, man, I wish all y'all, much wealth and success in the future, man. And y'all, I tip my hat to y'all. Like, genuinely. Like, I think every person that know y'all should support y'all and y'all endeavors, man, because y'all have a lot going on outside of the DJ booth.
Right.
And those are the things that are most important to succeeding in society. I mean, y'all both have college degrees, all three of you. All of them, y'all all invested into education, businesses that have a lot of talents. Y'all not just, ladies in the DJ booth and taking pictures on Instagram.
Right.
And I think
Right.
that's where the misconception starts at from a lot of male perspective. Oh, let me follow her, man. She's spinning records, but she ain't talking about shit. No. Ask her what she's
I'm
talking
a
about.
go-getter. I like to get money.
Yeah. But I mean, I think, we have to break those stigmas too. And we were at the mixer yesterday, and the one artist, I can't remember her name. She had a song. Oh yeah, Active Fool.
Yeah,
And like I
Jazzo.
told her, you got a loud voice, you got a lot of energy, but you got to figure out how to utilize it to make it work where it works everywhere, well-rounded.
Right.
Not just one specific audience. You can't just come in and say, ladies, fuck these men, we don't need these
Yeah.
niggas for nothing. It's like, if you got a panel full of men and that's how you
Right,
feel,
yeah,
it's like you
abrasive.
might want to be able to change that up a little bit. You still, every voice matters, especially when your career lies in the fate of somebody else's hands. So I mean, I like the fact that y'all not limiting yourselves.
Yeah, definitely.
Y'all definitely not hindering yourselves in y'all advancement, and I think that's huge.
Yeah, I need diversity.
Yeah, real estate, fucking restaurants, dancing, videography, editing, IT, production, broadcasting, school, dancing. But everybody, each one of y'all are able to tie y'all laces together in relevancy and still be able to turn it into anything bigger than any of us men could. I think that's huge. A lot of guys are like, oh no, I can do that. Just bullshit, dude. Put your ego on the shelf. Like, it's cool. Like, man, you gotta work with these women. Like, work with you. You know better, you'll work with
Right.
these women. Like, y'all are the true tastemakers. So, I salute y'all for that, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. So, y'all make sure y'all stay tuned for the club style. We got a triple threat this evening, 3 DJs. We got AJ Scratch, D Money, and DJ Nanglers from Albany, New York in the building, coming from around your territory.
Okay, we got some out of towners in the building.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see.
That's one thing I want to say. Like Cleveland, y'all have always made me feel comfortable. Like never separated. Y'all always y'all good people.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
I mean, what y'all
Glad to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
See, energy recognizes energy, man.
I mean, I'm just saying, y'all like good
I
people.
mean, when you got good energy, you attract good energy.
Yeah, but Cleveland gets a bad rap depending on who you ask. If you ask a bitter person that came here and shit didn't work out for them, they got nothing good to say about
Yeah,
Cleveland.
true.
You go out of town and talk to somebody, people like, well, I'm from Cleveland, man. They're like, oh shit, let's get together, man,
Right.
blah, 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 let's do this,
Right.
man. Y'all, yeah, this shit is cold.
Yeah.
I never forget. First time I went to Atlantic City, I'm sitting in a bar, and this white guy was just like talking to me. Like he's having a full-blown conversation with me, and I'm not even listening to him because I'm sitting at the bar looking at the TV. And he was like, so you guys are just rude where you come from? I was like, he said, you talking to me? He was like, yeah, I've been talking to you the last 5 minutes. You've been ignoring me. He said, where you from? I said, I'm from Cleveland. He was like, I completely understand now. I had to ask him, I said, what you mean? He was like, man, because, everybody from Cleveland is kind of like New York. You don't really talk to each other. You kind of just stay in your zone until somebody interacts with you.
Stay in your own lane.
Yeah, but we wasn't having like one of the best conversations like for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
And it was crazy because you never know how other people perceive you until you talk to people from other places.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to a lot of parties in a lot of cities. And I have a great time with a lot of strangers.
Yeah.
Like, some of my best times has been with people that I don't even know their last name. I can't even tell you who the hell it was 2 hours from now. But, we partied all night and had a friggin' ball. Then I come back to Cleveland and everybody mean-mugging, everybody upset, everybody bitter, everybody pissed off. And it's like, why y'all so mad?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, man. Like, please, people, like, get off of social media and get back to being social.
Right.
Like, get out and network and talk to people. Like, you'll be surprised how much you have in common with people if you get out and talk to people. Like, don't cling on to bitter people because they're going to turn you to a bitter person.
That's true.
If somebody tells you something about somebody else because they don't like them, you shouldn't like that person because they don't like that person for that reason because you don't know how the other person feel about that
Yeah.
person they telling you
Right.
about.
Right.
So,
Right,
it's,
exactly.
it's 3 sides to every story.
Right.
They side, the other person's side, and the truth.
Right.
Right, so,
Right.
that's the craziness. So,
Definitely. So, hit me up at
yeah.
DJ COCO Z. That's DJ COCOZ and DJCOCOZ.com. We in here.
You want to give them your address and phone number?
No, not really. I'm great at branding myself, so I figured I'd put that plug in there.
Pull up on Coco Z at
At the grocery store.
There you go. Next to Harry Bourne.
I gotta go pick up some merchandise from Kay tonight.
You got a clothing line too, right?
I'm working on it.
Yeah, I seen some of your merchandise.
I have Coco Z merch. I have t-shirts, wristbands, shot glasses, wine glasses. I just started the hoodies. But I'm working on a t-shirt line. I'm just trying to find the right design
Okay.
to represent what I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm working on now, but yeah, I have merch.
Yeah, see, I mean, paying attention.
I gotta get some more shot glasses.
Yeah, shot glasses are always good, especially here because we got like a whole little bar
You
that
know what?
built
I
up.
should have brought y'all some.
Yeah, I collect them.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll expect
I
it.
still got
I got you.
Yeah, I'll
I
expect
got
it.
you. I got some. I got a couple of them in the house, but I gotta put a new order in. But yeah, all colors.
Don't forget me.
I got you.
See, I should have bought wine because we usually drink bourbon on this show.
I got wine glasses too. I got a couple
Okay.
of wine glasses.
See, I believe in representing for everybody. So, if y'all
Well, I
got
get
artists or
some
people that y'all work with, saying that's trying to get some exposure or want to come on and tell their story,
Yeah.
then feel free to bring them on. My door is always open.
Okay.
So, Tosh, tell them how they can find you.
You can follow me on Instagram, DJ TASHBEATZ with a Z, like TASHBEATZ.
Oh, DJ T Nice.
Come on, T Nice.
So it's DJ Ms. MZTNYCE. And I'm on Instagram, Facebook, I'm on all platforms.
Okay, y'all want to give me your address and phone number?
No, they don't need me. They already be in my DM already.
I think that's just like common culture now.
Man.
Even the, like how you were saying that you looking for the right, the pictures to figure out for the brand. They in my inbox too, like what designs you need. I do this.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
them motherfuckers are the worst
They
scavengers
are.
ever.
They are. I wonder how they do that. Like, I'm like, how do you even know I just
They,
posted something?
yeah, they send me a message like, what you want me to promote?
Yeah.
Just send it to me.
Yeah.
Send it to you.
And they don't even have no filter. Like, somebody could die and it'll be at the bottom of it. If you need flyers, posters,
Right.
cartoons, I'll be like, oh, these
I do cartoon designs. Like, come
Right.
on.
This somebody
man.
just died on this picture, y'all.
Yeah.
They don't need a cartoon design right now.
Crazy.
Like, I figure some of that shit gotta be like robo spam or something. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's just too common.
Yeah.
No, they come back with it. They don't even care. You can like post something and they send you a message. And they be like, is you cool? You sure what you need?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just let me know. I do all of
Yeah.
it.
I got one person spamming my DM on IG like 10 messages. Like, would not stop sending me stuff, but I'm just looking like, you about to get blocked.
I didn't even know that we had like a separation from your primary. and
Yeah.
general. I didn't
Yeah.
know.
And
So
then
the
you
cartoon
gotta-
people, that's where they at.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then you got another box where people that you don't even know.
Yeah, they can't even reach you unless you accept it.
Until you accept it.
true.
Yeah, you got that box too, so it's like 3 different.
Oh no, they just gonna be there.
Yeah, I mean, but
It showed me it, but like you got requests.
But you might want to check
Promote.
that box because sometimes I get business through that box.
Yeah, you
Like
gotta
people
check
that
those.
just see you and they like, I need a DJ for. So you can preview, you don't have to accept it. You can look.
Yeah, because
and
I got that seen that one box like you got some requests.
Yeah, the request exactly. Check that. You might get some business.
No, I was the cartoon people.
Okay, yeah. You know, because I didn't actually found messages with business like later, like months later, like.
Management companies
I
always, for
didn't
some
see
odd reason,
it.
when they DM you, they go to that box. Like, I don't know why Instagram send them to those boxes, but they'll be trying to send you artist music or trying to get some contact information for you about an artist, but for some odd reason, it always goes to that box where it'd be like, unless I go in here and check it, I'll never
You'll
even know they
never
send me a
know.
message, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, Facebook like that too. I didn't found messages about business like months later.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even see this. Like
I'm tired of
y'all
Facebook too.
killing
I'm gonna
me.
say I can't do it no
Okay.
more. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah, that's the only
You gotta take a
platform
break
where-
though.
Yeah, from Facebook.
Yeah, from all
Instagram is
social
cool.
All of it. Yeah, you,
You
gotta
have
take a
to.
break. You gotta take a break. My head be hurting. I just be like, bruh.
Cause people get on there and say stupid stuff. I'm like, what? How do you even know that's true? Like,
Right.
you don't know the difference between fake news and real news. They're like, oh, the truth is, cow's milk can run a car if you put it in the gas tank. And they be like, look at this. Oh, shoot, let me go get me a 2%. And all that other stuff. Is that the same?
Come on.
Like, for real, they say stupid stuff.
Yeah, and the generation is like, the younger generation is like my nieces and nephews. Oh my God, I really fear for them because they believe if it's on the internet, it's
They
true.
believe it.
Oh,
If it's on the internet, it's true. Like, you would be surprised, like, the average teenager or girl person, they like 20, 21, between 17 and 21.
No, 13.
Well, yeah.
I was working with the community kids, and I had to literally show them that reality TV is not reality.
They think that stuff is
Like
real.
I had to show
But they
them
don't
a
even know how to
clip,
have
like,
communication
and they
skills.
like, oh, I'm looking like, bruh,
Yeah.
like y'all gotta be smarter than this. Like,
They can't even hold a real conversation without the phone.
That's why I get rid of, I kind of got rid of the whole weekly rant thing, man.
Yeah,
Because it started offending people. Because I always say that you can't give a person something that you don't have.
Mhm.
So, as a parent, you shouldn't put your pride before your child's progression.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of parents put their pride before their children's progression. Like, if you don't know it, don't hinder them
Right.
from not knowing. Don't stop them from learning because ultimately they're gonna have to take care of you. So let them reach out, learn it, grow, excel, succeed, progress, and then if you need help, they can come back and help you or pull you up. Shit, if they send you something in the mail that might get you evicted and you can't read it,
Right.
don't get pissed off about it. Let them read it to you.
Right.
Shit, let them teach you what they learn.
Right.
I'm just trying to figure out how they gonna sign your name.
So if you sign an X, it's legal.
Yeah, no, that's probably what they're gonna be doing because they don't have no curse word.
Yeah, you don't have cursive, and half of these kids are just getting passed through the system and they can't even read.
Right.
You got 10th
Oh,
graders
right.
reading on
Everybody
3rd
typing.
grade now.
Yeah, that's all bad.
Everybody
Oh,
typing.
man.
Yeah, so I mean, and it's funny, like I thought the funniest thing was, I saw a job that was hiring, I believe it was Wendy's. I was riding through the parking lot out in Macedonia, getting on the freeway. And they had this sign that was like, interviews, text allowed. Like they wanted you to respond to them and fill out a job through a text message. And I was like, what the fuck kind of shit is that? Like,
Oh, they do that. Text such and such. McDonald's does that too.
like how's that helping? Like, if you texting me for a job and you not talking to me face to face, I don't want you fixing my food.
Right.
Cause you're stupid.
Right.
Not stupid as in unintelligent, but you the one that's gonna go in here and drop some meat on the floor, show that shit on your phone, and then put it on somebody's bread.
Right.
Right.
I don't,
Right.
no.
They
Right.
need to learn the basics though. Like if your GPS go out and you can't read a map, you don't know where you at.
Hell no.
That's up.
What?
You can't read a map.
Man.
It's all bad.
How about do you know north, south, east, and west?
They
Do
don't.
you know compass? Like, do you know?
Mhm.
They probably think that's Kanye's kids.
Right. Is that one of the Kardashians?
Right.
Yeah, it's bad, man. I thank goodness that I'm getting old, but I'm scared of getting old. So it's just weird, man. It's just real.
I know the feeling.
We all know
I
that.
know the feeling.
Yeah, I've never asked a person their age, so
Nah,
I assume I'm the
yeah.
oldest in the room.
You're so funny.
Maybe.
Oh,
Oh.
I forgot about school.
They your life for you.
Yeah, that's
Age
it.
is just a number.
That's what they say, but look at R. Kelly.
Yeah, you know what?
That was a joke. That was a gunshot.
He need to shoot himself. His
Yeah.
goofy self. Like,
Nah, you know what?
please.
I always say, man, I wish they'd leave that man alone. So I'm not gonna do that to him. I'm not gonna.
I don't know. I just.
What Robert do and what R. Kelly do is two different things. I like R. Kelly's music. If Robert like pissing on kids, then y'all charge Robert for that.
That's
R.
a
Kelly.
good, that's good compartmentalization
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
I like his music.
Cause I'm definitely was missing the music, but it's like when I be hearing some of this stuff, I be like, well, that was the kid right there.
What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah, you can't go back to the early 90s.
I would be like,
shit.
that was the kid right there. That was the kid. That was the kid. Like I
Yeah.
just actually was able to listen to the leg shaking. I'm like, okay, he met her in the club. Okay, she got a baby.
Ah, damn.
Okay, and he gave her head. She deserved head. Like, okay, I can listen to this. I can listen to this. I can do this.
But see, it's almost a crime to be a DJ now and not be able to play scenes like you're ready.
I know.
It's almost a crime.
Hey.
I
Man,
fuck with
man, I played cookies in the bar. They almost threw the, they don't
I like
threw
that
tomatoes at me.
song.
Yeah,
Like,
it's good shit, man.
man, he started going ham
Happy
in the middle. I was just
Right.
Old
like,
people still dance to that. You throw happy people.
Oh,
in
yeah,
the
it's
dance.
not in the name of love.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
good. I still play Home Alone.
Yeah.
I might rock the instrumental. I remember. I can't forget this. 'Cause black people, we got to do better. I'm gonna say that before.
Yeah.
That's the disclaimer before I say this shit. So I'm DJing this event, and he got this Christmas song. It's like a Christmas version of Love Letter, and it's a good fucking song. Like it's a great song. So I play it. So this brother who's there, who has nothing to do with the event, comes from way from another part of the building, walks up to the table and say, "Hey man, I think that's bad that you play this R. Kelly song. And this is an event for like, you know, women and shit that they try to help." I was like, dude, first of all, who the fuck is you? Second of all, who the fuck is you? So then this chick who's standing there, a young chick, super young, jumps right on his bandwagon. Yeah, that's bad. That's bad that you played that R. Kelly. You did such a phenomenal job except for when you played R. Kelly. I was like, if he didn't even say shit, you wouldn't even knew it was R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's like, you too young to even know who the fuck R. Kelly is anyway, for real, because this song is older than you.
Well,
She might have a sex tape.
She might know who worked for him.
Right. No, she's too old for him.
She just might.
Yeah, she might be on that tape. But I thought that was like, wow, I'm literally living the R. Kelly moment.
I mean, if they ask me to play it, I'll play it. I mean, it's no thing. I'll always ask people in the beginning, is it okay if I play R. Kelly? Yay or nay? I'll ask them.
Well,
That's
no.
nice of you.
Yeah,
Right,
it's not
because
something
most
I know.
DJs not gonna ask because you got to go with the vibe and the energy. You can look at the room and see the type of demographic you're dealing with. If you got an uptight, super tight people, I'm real politically,
Right.
you know not to touch that shit.
Right.
But if you're partying with people like, your peers, people from the blue collar, working class people, they don't give a fuck about that shit. There's only the one asshole that kisses the boss's ass that's gonna walk up to you and say something anyway.
That feels
Because it was
Yeah.
like the end of the night. I had to do that right now. And they was looking like, at first they was looking around like, "Is this R. Kelly?" Then it's like, oh, hell no, Coco, we don't fucking him around here.
Okay, make sure
And
you
I was
keep that
cra-
same
I was
energy.
cracking
Right.
up. It was
Don't watch
like,
no movies from Harvey Weinstein. I don't want to keep that same
Right, that's what I'm
energy.
saying. You can't judge people on one thing and give other people a pass.
Right.
Like if you gonna judge them, judge everybody.
no,
equally.
and I totally agree with you on that. But the thing with R. Kelly is, it's the visual of it. It's being how descriptive it is. And how much information they have, because they might not even know about Harvey Weinstein. They might not even never heard about that
That's true.
story.
But
So it's like it's the more you know type of deal.
But do you really know? Because again, this is information
No,
that's
you
being
don't.
fed to us
You don't.
from outside parties.
You don't.
So we're all adults in this room.
Yeah.
How many times you been peed on in your life?
No.
Like they said on the Boondocks, if somebody pee, you get the hell out the way, right?
No, I didn't pee on.
Yeah, about to say
Intentionally?
that's the thing.
No, I was checking my son's diaper.
I think we've all been peed on.
Okay, we said we didn't peed on.
by another adult.
Oh, hell no.
No girls gonna
Unless
do
you
it.
into some old freaky shit, then I'm pretty sure you're gonna be dodging piss.
You can't do the other thing on me either.
Exactly. And remember, nobody acted a fool about the 2 girls in 1 cup. Exactly.
Oh, God.
No, that's not.
Act like you don't know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Don't you?
Well, I don't
Never
eat,
heard
I
of
don't
that.
eat soft serve ice cream
Don't
no more.
get
Boom.
them started. Don't
Right.
get
You
them
know what I'm
started.
saying?
Boom.
Yeah, but I really think it's just with the document and all that, documentary and all that, it's just the emotion that comes along with that, and it
Again,
weighs on people.
I hate those documentaries
I know.
because
I know.
it's already been, dissected and broke apart. Like it don't even, they kind of screwed themselves on that. Like I guess the whole thing that they was doing with the Russell Simmons story.
Yeah.
Like Oprah totally removed herself from that.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, so I mean, like you have to be careful for what you attach to.
Yeah.
And like when I saw that whole Survivor R. Kelly shit, I was like, I'm not watching that bullshit.
Man, I started watching that. I couldn't finish watching it. It was crazy.
I didn't want to watch it.
I watched
Like,
it. I was curious. I watched it.
I ain't watched nothing, I still listen to
it was
it.
I
too
just was
crazy.
like,
man.
okay.
It was too crazy.
But my thing is with this, we always, black people always we tear each other down too much. But you see other people, they kind of keep it in quiet. Oh, they'll change the topic. They don't let that stuff out. But as soon as we hear it, it's like we expect,
Right
we
to
put
that.
each other on higher expectations. And we like,
That's
God damn it, instead of, we don't, as race, we need to stop doing that.
That's the shit that makes me angry because you'll have, somebody will say on Twitter, and I'm just gonna say it, I'm not a racist at all, but some white person that like might be politically charged to say, they need to stop this and silence this, and I'm gonna be the first one to start the movement, mute R. Kelly. Then they'll show people outside with billboards that say mute R. Kelly, but it's all black people.
Right.
It might be like one white person out there, maybe one Hispanic, but 90% black people out there. And it's kind of like, what the fuck are you doing here?
Right. You R. Kelly. Then
Right.
you see, oh, shout out to the King of Rock. I mean, his birthday. Happy birthday, Elvis.
Right. And it's like, do you really? Or y'all's like John Wayne, King of Cowboys.
Right.
It's like,
Right.
okay, you know what these people really stand for? Like, okay, you might want to check
Do your research.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's just the bad things in society that we have to be able to.
It's a whole bunch of cattle.
Oh, yeah.
It's a whole bunch of cattle.
Herdemonian.
Right.
Herdemonian. You can't turn up in the hood and hang out with little red-rated shooter and them and then, mute R. Kelly. Just saying. You might want to do some balance in there.
Right.
Free the shooter. Don't free that motherfucker. Free R. Kelly.
But that's what I'm saying. The news is propaganda anyway.
Like
Designed
everybody.
to make us
Right.
look bad anyway.
Yeah, it's all
That's
bad.
all propaganda. Don't believe it.
Don't believe it.
Everything's owned by Walmart.
Right. No,
Right.
Amazon.
Right. In conjunction with.
Right. Our sponsors for
Right.
tonight are.
Believe half of what you see when you watch the news. Only thing you can trust is a weapon.
You can't even trust that?
Hey,
You can't even trust that shit. Hell no, we live in Cleveland. You're going to get every season in
Same
1
day.
week.
I know.
You get it
The same day, right?
Yeah, same
We had
day.
spring, winter, and summer within 24 hours last
Sure
week.
did.
That was crazy.
Man, it was,
You go-
70? Then by 9 o'clock it was 20.
Yep.
And then by 3 a.m. it was snowing.
It was snowing.
Crazy.
I'm telling you. Alright.
Man, this is
That's
I had a
Cleveland.
fucking blast with you ladies today, man. Y'all made my day. Yeah, this is hilarious. Man, we gotta stay tuned for the World Famous Club Style Show. My man,
You gonna play R. Kelly tonight?
He's playing R. Kelly.
Right
He's
now.
playing R. Kelly, right?
Happy people.
You looking like R. Who? Yeah, followed by AJ Straps. And DJ Nameless at 10 o'clock.
Oh, he done walked out on us.
Yeah, he said, y'all doing too much.
He said, I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah, we got some local talent coming on next week. My man, Cleveland boy Jay. We don't discriminate on here, man. We got to get the young people
Yeah,
perspective.
and I'm on the schedule for that coming up too.
Yeah, you're actually on Club Style because next week is TASHBEATZ and High Life, and you're here on February 3rd with Shorty Gold.
Yeah, that's my birthday week, so we gonna come and turn
Happy
it.
That's
birthday.
crazy because it's your birthday month that week, and that's the same. 2 weeks later is Johnny O and Casper C.
Yeah,
Wow.
King
It's like,
Aquarius.
yeah, that whole thing right here, like it's gonna be
Yeah.
a big party right here at Club
Oh, I
Style.
gotta have all my stuff down before that Monday.
Right.
Look, we already got the sign ready.
Drinking, so I can bring it.
We got the sign ready already.
Okay.
Silver.
Alright.
There y'all go.
The sign already
It's
up.
gonna be a
Alright.
Patron party
That's
in
right.
February.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, let's get on. Listen,
Y'all
you ain't
stay
got
tuned,
to
man.
go. But you can't stay here.
Had good conversation.
You got it hooked up,
You're
son?
gonna make me swear.
Find me on Instagram.
Some nice,
DJ
cute
Sean,
little purple.
Facebook, DJ Sean, DJ
Mario.
Twitter, DJ Shon.
Hey, baby. I'm good.
You
Yeah.
can contact me,
Yep.
216-702-0688, but
And then come back and apologize.
Once again, good conversation,
Your little coach bag, huh?
216@gmail.com. Once again,
God
super
damn,
shout
y'all
out to
got
the
it hot in
ladies
this
that
room.
we had on the show today, DJ
You can work
TASHBEATZ,
for
DJ COCO Z.
You just praise it. Hey.
Sweet tea.
I know it's tea, it's tea something.
You gotta unplug this, plug it back in.
It's my beat.
Did you look at my porn
So
magazine?
y'all stay tuned,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, yeah. Did you see me in there?
If I was looking for you, we'll pay them.
Alright.
What's going on, y'all?
I thought you might have been in here for one of your little,
I'm about to go kill me down that dollar store. I don't know
you
what
gotta unplug it, plug it back in.
Can't complain what
The black part.
Bless me. I'm still here. Hey, you better say it. Name, what's going on, brother?
Sugar.
Yeah, likewise.
Y'all gotta go get food.
Good
I did
show.
not eat breakfast before I came here.
Good
I
show.
never leave you hanging.
All right. Oh.
What time we going on, Trish?
I was thinking about it in the business part.
9 o'clock.
Since I know I want to DJ.
Oh, not 9, it's 8.
Jay.
Is he in
I'm
here?
not happy with my job.
I know he's in here, but is he in here?
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank